As the spooky season approaches its creepy conclusion, we've got one last set of spooktacular deals for you, this time focusing on some of Xbox's lesser known terrors. This video is brought to you by DC's movie, Black Adam.
If you're looking to work on your fear of starving to death deep inside the forest of a macabre fantasy world this Halloween, then you're in luck. The Don't Starve Mega Pack is included in this week's sale. With this handsome helping of survival horror, you get both the giant edition of the game itself, along with the co-op spin-off Don't Starve Together, so you and your buddies can strengthen your bonds by spending some time terrified and hungry in the dark. It's how all the best friendships are made. Throw in all of the game's DLC and you've got a package that's sure to satisfy your horror appetites until long after the last jack-o'-lantern has turned to mush. Best of all, Don't Starve's massive mega pack is now only half price.
Anything can be Halloweeny if it tries hard enough, and that includes the world of cowboys and cattle rustlers. Hard West is a turn-based RPG, set in a version of the West where the dead walk the earth, monsters lurk in the shadows, and demonic curses abound. Plus, you know, there's dudes with guns walking about everywhere. It all adds up to a place where anything can happen. In battle, you'll need to keep an eye on the sun to spot the shadows your enemies cast, and spot them early while also using ricochets to really spice up your shots. And beyond that, you'll be delving into a weird western tale that can splinter out in all sorts of directions based on the decisions you make. Hard West is now an incredible 90% off, a discount that queues you up perfectly to play this year's sequel.
If modern games frighten you with their newfangled graphics and superior ways, maybe you'd prefer some retro fun with Demon's Tier. This roguelike RPG takes us back to the days when 16 bits were just plenty, thank you very much, with a charmingly old-school soundtrack to match its visuals. However, this pixelated paradise has been razed by the evil King Thosgar, so it's up to you to delve into his dungeons and slay everything in sight. Featuring hours of procedurally generated chambers for you to hack your way through and the option to bring along a buddy for some two-player co-op, Demon's Tier could be just the bit of good old-fashioned monster slaying you've been looking for this Halloween. Oh, and it's now 70% off.
This next one really is the stuff of nightmares. Dark is a puzzle platformer that takes place within the lucid dream of a boy named Lloyd. The good news is that since he knows he's dreaming, Lloyd is able to bend the physics of the world around him. Like Inception, only not quite so well dressed. His gravity-defying powers will help you to solve the game's mind-bending puzzles. But when it comes to the various creepy creatures skittering around, I'm afraid you're pretty powerless. So expect to spend a lot of time hiding, running, and feeling very, very scared. And if that sounds like fun, you can do it for half price this week.
Halloween's always been the perfect time to throw on a B-movie, you know, something with a ludicrous plot, questionable production values, and oh so much gore. And BloodRayne brings exactly that sort of campy carnage by the bucket load. Both of the original titles have been remastered with some delicious new visuals that help you to take down your enemies in style as you slash and blast your way through the forces of darkness. With a huge array of occult weaponry to master and a nice range of backflips and fly kicks as well, the BloodRayne games are perfect for indulging your dark side. So if you're looking for something cheap and nasty this Halloween, both revamped titles are now 30% off.
What do you mean this isn't a horror game? It has Ghost right there in the title. Okay, so we're kind of sneaking this one in there, but a major discount on Ghostrunner is not to be missed. This stylish first-person slasher has you ripping and running through a cyberpunk city, combining parkour and swordplay like the ultimate urban ninja. The one-hit kill combat will keep your adrenaline surging, while the game's neon-tinted world looks incredible, especially when you're slicing and dicing in 60 FPS on the Xbox Series X and S. Oh, and if you still feel cheated by us including this with a bunch of horror games, you can always nab the Halloween DLC pack to spooky things up a bit. Either way, Ghostrunner is now 60% off.
One of the first things you learn in Goetia is that you are very dead, so that's less than ideal. However, 40 years after your untimely demise, you find yourself walking the earth once again and wondering what happened to the sprawling manor you once called home and the quiet village that surrounds it. Using your ghostly powers to point and click your way through your former home, you'll slowly be able to uncover the dark family secrets that lurk inside. Go wandering through a few walls, solve some puzzles, and possess some objects, and you'll learn how newfound passion for the dark arts left the Blackwood family in ruins. But be warned, the skeletons hiding in these closets might not all be metaphorical. Now 90% off, Goetia is perfect for house hunters and ghost hunters alike.
Skeletons have also kind of seemed like fair game in video games, which kind of feels like discrimination now that I think about it. They might not have skin, but they still have feelings. So if you'd like to balance things out a little, you might want to check out Skeletal Avenger. This hack and slash roguelike sees you guiding your bony warrior into battle, harnessing a huge range of perks and weapons to devastate your enemies. And if all else fails, you can chuck your head at them. As a skeleton, you might be worried about having nobody to play with. But fortunately, Skeletal Avenger has up to 4-player local co-op. And it's also now 55% off, so you won't have to pay through the nose for it, which is pretty fortunate when you think about it.
One of the great things about being a vampire is that you can hold on to a grudge for literally hundreds of years, and this undying petulance is something which Vampire the Masquerade Coteries of New York takes full advantage of. Based on the beloved tabletop game, this visual novel takes place in a version of New York in which vampires walk the streets unbeknownst to their fangless fellow citizens. After being set upon by a mysterious stranger, our hero finds themselves with a fresh set of neck holes and a whole world full of complex political relations, time-honoured traditions, and simmering rivalries opening up before them. You're going to need to get to grips with it all pretty quickly, as your choices will guide where the story goes. But safe to say, it's going to be somewhere dark and broody. So if you're looking to lose yourself in a world of debonair bloodsuckers this Halloween, Vampire the Masquerade Coteries of New York is now 80% off.
Vagante is a procedurally generated adventure in which a rumor is going around that there's a bunch of treasure hidden in that cave at the edge of the woods. Sure, lots of people have tried to claim it already, and sure, none of them have come back, but that just means they didn't try hard enough. You'll be fine, honest. Start out by designing your very own character, complete with your choice of class and background. Then head off to explore the rich and dangerous world lurking just behind the trees. Vagante is built for those who like a challenge, with deadly traps and terrifying bosses lurking around every corner, and no way to know what the next run will throw at you. But if that doesn't sound too frightening, you can make Vagante your Halloween treat for 35% off.
Any one of these games is sure to keep your blood curdled through Halloween and beyond, so take your pick and then hit the comments to let us know what you'll be scaring yourself silly with this year. This video was brought to you by DC's Black Adam starring Dwayne Johnson, who brings this anti-hero to the big screen. Fueled by rage and such immense power, he has two choices: to either destroy the world or save it. Find out what he'll decide only in cinemas on October 21st, rated PG-13.
Black Adam.
We're here to negotiate your peaceful surrender.
I'm not peaceful. Nor do I surrender.
It's his darkness that lets him do what heroes cannot.
The battle you're meant to fight is upon us. There's no one on this planet that can stop me.
Black Adam, rated PG-13, and now playing only in theaters.
Don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell for even more unmissable Xbox info too. Bye!